This is the new Oppo Watch X, also known as
OnePlus Watch 2.
They're both the same thing, just with a different name for different regions around the globe. It's the company's new true smartwatch that runs on Wear OS 4.0, and it boasts a supremely long battery life. Is it true though? Does it actually last that long? And what are the features available on this watch? Even though it is running on Wear OS, there are some discrepancy between brands. So let's go through all of them in today's video, but there is a disclaimer that I need to tell you first. My time with the Oppo Watch X is gonna be less than a week in total, and that is because of this weird rush timeline that Oppo has to go through, and I had to return this watch only after spending like about 5 days with it. But I have discovered many things about this watch. Firstly, the Oppo Watch X is available in two different colors, Platinum Black and the Mars Brown that we have here. Both of them have different colors for the watch unit itself. The Platinum Black has a black stainless steel body, whereby the Mars Brown will have a silver colored stainless steel body.
As for the OnePlus Watch 2,
it has the same exact black color called the Black Steel, but instead of having a brown color like what we have here, it's gonna be a grey-blue strap for the silver chassis version called Radiant Steel. Personally, I do like the Radiant Steel a lot more in this case, but yeah, these are just personal preferences. There are also two buttons on the watch here, one button on the bottom side that can be programmed to do whatever we want, and there is also another crown at the top side of the watch. This crown can be pressed to bring up the app drawer, but turning the crown doesn't actually do anything, which I think is just kind of weird. This watch has a screen size of 1.43 inch and the screen actually looks really good and the colors are vivid, yet the screen is bright for outdoors usage. But the bezels on this watch though is rather thick, I would say. And if I just change the watch face to something more colorful, then it kind of just reveals how thick the bezels really are. Now let's talk about the battery life first. It has a 500 mAh battery inside and it's not actually the largest in comparison, yet it can last for 4 days with one single charge. Yes, throughout my entire time with this watch, I only charged it once and I am still using it today. This is the longest lasting battery life in a Wear OS smartwatch that I have used so far, and that is because Oppo employed some very smart engineering with this watch here. You see, they have something called the dual engine architecture in this watch. It's essentially just two different chipsets in a watch. The Snapdragon W5 and another BES 2700BP MCU. Not Marvel Cinematic Universe, but a microcontroller unit. It is technically operating two different systems at once, as the Snapdragon chip runs the Wear OS software, whereby the MCU will run the real-time OS, which is also known as RTOS for the time and whatnot. The entire idea is the same as our phone's chipset. It has a cluster of performance and another cluster of efficiency cores. This way, if the watch needs to do something demanding, then it will switch to the performance cores. Otherwise, it will just use the efficiency cores. So in this way, it can save a lot of battery life by just moving all of the time calculation stuff to the MCU itself. But there is a catch. This MCU will only kick in if the watch face actually supports it. The website says it will be supported when using an official supported watch face, but it doesn't actually say which watch face is actually supported. I guess every first-party watch face like this one that I'm using right now is supported. There are actually a lot of watch faces built in to select from, and I think there's gonna be something for everyone here. Why I chose this watch face in particular is because there are many complications, or in this case, the information to be displayed on the screen. Each of the 4 quadrants is a complication, and the 2 middle circles are also complications as well. All of them can be customized within the OHealth app, but the choices here are quite limited, I would say. I wanted to add the chance of rain in one of these complications, but there's just no such thing for this watch. I mean, that's the one thing that I actually want to see, but it's just not available here. Not really a big deal, but it's something worth highlighting. Since this watch is also running Wear OS, I could have downloaded Phaser or Timeflake and used whatever watch faces I want on this. But given the time period I have with this watch though, I don't really have any time to actually explore all of these features. Now let's talk about the OHealth app. The app is rather simple in my opinion. We've talked about the watch faces and there are tiles that we can add as well. For me, I only use these tiles and they scroll from side to side and it goes in an endless loop. Notifications. Okay, this is something that I have to explain. Notifications are split into two parts. One of them is to sync everything from the watch to the phone, and another section is to sync everything from the phone to the watch. We can select which apps to sync notifications from these sections, but there is no select all or unselect all button. By default, all of the notifications are selected. So your watch will kind of ring non-stop when you first get it. Yeah. The notifications are displayed in a list when we swipe from the bottom of the watch. If all notifications are synced, then this kind of gets messy. We have to also scroll all the way to the bottom to see the clear all button as well. The vibration on the watch though, when I get a notification, it's not actually strong. I ended up missing a lot of notifications and I have already set it to the strongest vibration strength. That's quite a bummer in my opinion. Then there's also a bunch of workout and health settings that we can customize on, but I just left everything in default because they're good enough and they have also turned on everything anyway, so yeah. There's an exclusive badminton workout mode for this watch in particular that detects how we play the game. Backhands, smashes, everything can be detected by the watch, but too bad I don't have any time to play badminton while I was testing this watch, so we'll leave that for everyone else to test. However, it does lack a few crucial features. For example, the lack of blood pressure detection or electrocardiogram, and it also lacks DND syncing, do not disturb syncing, and that is a big problem for me because I keep getting notifications on my watch even though the phone has already entered the schedule do not disturb mode. This is kind of weird because every other Wear OS watch that I've tested has some sort of do not disturb feature. Oh, the quick settings menu can't be customized either. Everything is set in stone, which I find this to be oddly limiting for no reason at all. And while we are on the subject of software, remember when we showed off the app drawer is this sort of interface? Well, I think Oppo knows that many people don't like this kind of interface, so we can actually change between two more interfaces. So we don't have to cosplay Apple Watches if we don't want to, which I think is a really nice thing to have. This default strap is made out of floral rubber and it actually feels very comfortable to wear. It's easy to wear and also to take out since it's pretty much frictionless. But if we do want to change the straps, then we can just unlatch this and then the entire strap falls off. It uses a 22mm width strap and it supports all sorts of straps, so you can just change to whatever you want basically. But the default strap does have some special contour to match the watch's shape and it just kind of makes it look very homogeneous, right? So if you're gonna change to another strap, it wouldn't look as good as this one. And oh, I also want to highlight one more thing. The Oppo Watch Access charger. This is the charger itself and I think they've designed it in a very brilliant way. It's a proprietary small puck charger that is magnetic. Oppo says that this watch supports some Super VOOC feature as well, but it's just a 5V 2A charger, so you can use pretty much any modern chargers and it will charge the watch at its full speed. So yeah, it will also charge faster than those wireless chargers because having pogo pins technically means that it is a wired charger in a way. For my case, it can charge to 100% in just about an hour, so I think that's a really nice speed to have. And finally, I still do not have the local Malaysian pricing for this watch in particular, so I'll just leave everything in the description below or at the pinned comment. For this watch, there are quite a few crucial features that are missing, I would say. Maybe they will add it in a future firmware update, but no promises on that. So yeah, if you want this watch, then check out all of the links down in the description below. It's a very good watch, especially the battery life, but like what I mentioned earlier, some of the features are missing. So yeah, that's it. That's all we have to share with you. Do like and subscribe, and also share this video with your friends, and I'll see you guys in the next video. Goodbye.